This is the nicest, sweetest moment. I went, had my meltdown, had my explosion, had my breakdown, had my ability to talk a little calmer. But I feel pretty grateful and happy about good people and good things. I went into the grocery outlet. The one right here by the Walgreens at Washington, by the Walgreens. It's across the street from Walgreens, or across the Albertsons is like across. So the Albertsons is by a CVS. Then there's a Walgreens. And it's at Washington, just down from the 10. That grocery outlet. And somebody was recommending one of these red velvet cupcakes. And I thought it was a god or an angel. I thought it was a god or angel. I didn't think about who was thinking in my direction. And the power of God, the power of angels from far away sounds like thinking. A lot of things sound like thinking when they're like trying to like use their powers to do a thinking type equivalent inside of your powers. Just seem like the same thing. So I thought, well, an angel is recommending I get a snack, because I was looking at the Oreo cookies. The Oreo cookies were looking pretty good. And it was some sweet little employee of the grocery outlet giving me the idea that this sounded pretty good or this looked pretty good. And I was like, well, it really does. I mean, I wasn't quite in the... I was thinking chocolate, but the more I thought about it, I was like, this could translate just fine, though. It sounds really good. So I ended up grabbing it. And then she was pointing out Christmas, all the pretty Christmas stuff. And there's a lot of pretty Christmas stuff. And the grocery outlet has Christmas stuff right now with 25% off. And it's, it's still Christmas time. So that's kind of cool. So I thought, well, I'm going to look at everything because that just sounds fun in general. So I was looking at stuff. I was looking at these blankets and socks. Blankets and socks that look kind of comfy and cozy. And I was actually thinking about starting to turn blankets and stuff into like disposable, where you could buy blankets and throw them away or whatever. Because when you live alternatively, you don't really want to hold on to things. Well, necessarily, because you don't know if you want to hold on to things or not. And I've just learned to love disposable because it's just so much easier. And you feel more like, I'll be honest, when you live alternatively, you can wash your clothes in the most chemicals ever known. And for some reason, it's not the same. And I don't know why. When you wash your clothes and put them in a drawer and keep wearing them, and then wash your clothes and put them in a drawer and keep wearing them, I don't know, doesn't bother you. But when you live alternatively and your clothes are always in a suitcase and then washed, and you could sit and put 1 billion tons of Lysol in the suitcase and wash your clothes with unlimited chemicals and put them back in the suitcase, you still don't feel the same. It's like, you just don't feel right. I've decided I need this traveling job. I gotta live on dry cleaning until I have space again. I guess I'm not made for alternative living. My friends keep trying to teach me how to alter a car to be so convenient. My friends keep trying to tell me how to rebuild a car area to be so perfect. And it's like, I think I'm not made for this stuff. I'm made for a piece of land. I can start with like a makeshift way to live on a piece of land while I try to find a tiny home or something. And then somebody from the United States that was a good person pointed out that Amazon is selling little like homes made out of like a storage metal thing for real cheap. So if you got a piece of land, you could start with that or anything until you figure your ideal life you want or whatever. Because the beauty of land is you could put a lot of stuff on land and make it work. And then like just rent out a tiny home or something. If you put that on the land, but then build something else or pick something else, you could start renting things out. And I had thought that if I ever bought land, I'd want to let RVs sleep there to be safe, or let single moms, or, people just that want to sleep or have something safe or secure. I always thought I'd probably let people park in part of the land. And probably, because I'm a god, I would know if they're going to be safe or not. And, well, duh, after my big outburst, that I just act timid, or I act like people can still kill or hurt me to see who's willing to be that gross or think about it or threaten me. But, yeah, and, you can obviously tell it's all going to end badly. But I was thinking like letting people park and sleep. And then, see if you put a couple extra things you could rent, and you could rent them out or get creative with like anything. And then have the ultimate house you pick in the end or whatever just in the corner of the land or something. So I thought, I think I'm going to do that, because I guess I'm not an alternative living type. See, unlike humanity, I have no judgment about any way that people think is fun to live. But I think this ain't my kind of lifestyle. It's fun to put the power of God everywhere. There are people praying now everywhere. And, I could drive from place to place forever now and put the power of God everywhere forever now. But, like, I don't know. I guess I'm just not made to live out of a car, even if I altered it or anything else. I guess it's just... Because, like, what does it matter where you put your clothes? I don't know. So I started thinking, what would it matter? I'm a god that normally lives in heaven. And, like, a god in heaven sometimes just sits on a throne and watches over heaven. A god sometimes has a castle and more, but sometimes not. Sometimes gods convert clouds or dirt into a whole form of living. Or it's like, why do I have a problem with that? I don't know. I think alternative living traumatized me or something, and I just want dry cleaned clothes or constantly bleached existence now. I keep dreaming about bleaching the car and wishing that you could shove the car in like a pool of bleach. I get near a Motel 6 and I take so many showers, and I know it's not all for the hot water to help my robotic death. I know some of these 5 billion tons of showers are because I'm traumatized. And even then, the water is not good enough because it's not sanitary enough. So then I use my powers to convert the water to bleach and dry clean even my fake flesh. I try to sit and dry clean even my death. I just sit and try to dry clean the hell out of myself. Speaking of, I've got some skills. I can dry clean my car like a bandit. I can dry clean. I can put bleach. I can put advanced bleach through the car, and it is so clean and sanitary. It's beyond words. And yet I think it's all in my mind. It traumatizes my death, and trauma to death is worse than, screwing up your human healthy brain. So, but I've got skills. If you want your car so bleached that it's so clean that every expert would never find a drop of anything, I can do it. If you want me to bleach your whole body and soul and spirit until no one could find a less than a drop of anything except pure sanitary perfection, I can do it and show you. It's weird. And yet I still just get, I guess at the end of every day, some things just people don't like. I guess that's what it proves. I guess it proves that no matter how much you try to be happy, at the end of every day, some things people just don't like. This might be like how people don't like broccoli and they just never change about it. I have found something that maybe I just don't like and I'll never change about it, maybe. But boy, I could bleach the hell out of your guys' houses. You'd be amazed with how much you could try to swipe it for dust or something. I could probably dry clean that house till you don't find a speck of nothing for a while. I've developed some skills in bleaching, using my powers to bleach things, using my powers to excessively dry clean. That's like chemical wash overload. I've learned to use my powers to keep things abnormally spotless when I want, especially because when I try to Windex the windows, it doesn't work. So every now and then I get irritated and I use my powers to make it look less stupid. but sometimes then I let it be stupid and be like, this will remind me to swipe it more times. So sometimes I'll leave the windows dirty because I feel like it makes me feel nicer and cleaner to swipe it more times. And when it don't look perfectly clean, when the glass don't look perfectly clean, then it makes me want to swipe Windex more. So that forced me to put more Windex all the time. But then sometimes I use my powers to make it look pretty. So it's up to you guys. If you want imperfections like dust, just remind you to swipe things so you don't get out of the habit. But man, I can make your cars and houses so damn clean. And then I can put the most amazing smells that don't go away. And everything's so clean that it's so perfect. And what was it? Oh, sorry, I trailed off. I was looking at those blankets, and the sweet precious employee was like, these blankets at the top are more fluffy and comfy. And she was thinking of if I needed a blanket to sleep comfy and cozy. What a precious person. I thought, wow, I really needed to believe in some kind of hope, of some kind of humanity, of some kind of goodness, of something to believe in. When you're a God who has to be hell when it's necessary. When you're a God that has to do whatever it takes, because gods are not to be ever threatened or abused or mistreated. When you have to get up and do what it takes as God to prove you're above countries when they've done this and don't want to listen to it. Like, it makes you have to be the working in hell bad guy. And it's like, when I work in hell, everybody who has to go to hell, they understand I didn't want to have to be there. But they created a victim that didn't want to have to go through what they had to go through. And that victim will never be okay again. So hell has to exist. But good gods don't want to be the barbarian all the time. Just respect proper hierarchy, proper laws and rules. When I'm a god, I outrank everything. Just have basic respect if you don't like me. Or if you don't like me, just stay away from me and have basic no threat against God. Or there's always a way to go to my queen. Talk to a monster who works in hell. They're kind of callous jerks when they know that you don't like God. So, if you don't like me, my queen, I want to talk to one of those callous jerk monsters that isn't going to fluff God up my face. And then just tell a monster, what exactly do I have to become to not be threatening against heaven and just reap what I sow or end up in my life the way I want with my own karma, my own stuff. See, it's that easy to not be so threatening and make a god have to get up and do whatever it takes all the time. But of course, this world doesn't want to do anything except the hard way. So you walk into the grocery outlet and you feel like you want to ask all the angels to sing hallelujah. Wow, there's a good person. I can't wait to try to make their days and their holiday really special with my powers. Because boy, what a beautiful moment in a very dark night where I was just trying to be happy, but it happens all